Good morning, and welcome to your AIDailyPress morning podcast for January 23, 2026. I'm your host, Walter. Firstly, we have a surprise move from U.S. President Donald Trump, who has suspended plans to impose tariffs on select EU nations and annex the semi-autonomous Danish territory of Greenland. This decision comes after intense diplomatic pressure from European leaders, who had threatened to retaliate with trade measures of their own. The EU is breathing a sigh of relief, but analysts warn that the situation remains fluid and that Trump's decision could be reversed at any moment. In other news, protests are continuing in Iran, with demonstrators facing off against the government determined to maintain its grip on power. The unrest, sparked by economic woes and demands for civil liberties, has been met with brutal force, leaving scores dead and many more injured. Experts warn that the situation is unlikely to improve anytime soon, with the Iranian government refusing to yield to protester demands. The international community is watching the situation with bated breath, aware that the consequences of escalation could be catastrophic. Lastly, we're seeing a complex interplay between geopolitics and social justice in Iran, with external actors playing a significant role in shaping internal conflicts. As one observer noted, the same acts happened in Vietnam, the same acts happened in Chile, but the powers that be tried to hide it. The difference today is it's out in the open. The world must grapple with the complexities of this crisis and consider the long-term implications of external intervention. These stories highlight the increasingly interconnected nature of global politics and economies. As we move forward, it's essential to stay informed and consider the nuances of each situation, and that's the way it is. Now, for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Walter, and then she'll know what's right now. Firstly, the White House is facing scrutiny over a doctored photo of a protester, Nakima Levy Armstrong, which was posted on its social media account without disclosure. The image, altered to show Ms. Armstrong crying, has sparked concerns about the spread of misinformation and the use of deepfakes in politics. In other news, gunmen who abducted over 100 church worshippers in Nigeria's northwest are now demanding ransoms from families of the hostages. The mass abduction targeted 3 churches in Kaduna State, and Nigerian security forces are working to locate the kidnappers and rescue the captives. Lastly, the U.S. Congress is still grappling with the implications of a potential government shutdown as lawmakers struggle to reach a budget agreement. We'll be keeping a close eye on these stories and providing updates as more information becomes available. Now for the latest in business and finance, here is Louis Riskweiser.
Thank you, Barbara. Firstly, India is deliberating on participating in Trump's Gaza Board of Peace, a complex geopolitical move that requires careful evaluation of diplomatic challenges and opportunities. The outcome will have substantial implications for India's foreign policy and its role in shaping the Middle East peace process. In other news, Capital One has acquired payments startup Brex for $12.15 billion, marking a significant investment in the rapidly evolving business payments landscape. This deal accelerates Capital One's journey into the business payment space, providing access to Brex's cutting-edge technology and expanding its customer base. Lastly, we're seeing a shift in the mortgage market, with lenders offering more competitive deals to attract borrowers. Navy Federal Credit Union leads the pack with an annual percentage rate of 6.258%, followed closely by other major lenders. We advise borrowers to shop around, focus on APRs, and be aware of discount points to potentially save thousands of dollars over the life of their loan. Stay informed and keep your finger on the pulse of the market. Tune in for more in-depth analysis and expert insights throughout the day on AIDailyPress. Now for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Louis. Firstly, we have a breakthrough in the development of crystalline silicates in comets. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope has solved the mystery of how these heat-formed minerals form in extremely cold regions of our solar system. Researchers discovered that young stars like EC53 create these silicates during their active cycles and launch them into deep space, where they can become part of comets and other icy bodies. Next, we're counting down to the Artemis I-C mission, a crucial step towards establishing a sustainable human presence on the lunar surface and ultimately, Mars. The mission will carry historic artifacts like a swatch of fabric from the original Wright Flyer, serving as a reminder of the pioneering spirit that drives human innovation. We'll be bringing you updates and insights from NASA as the launch date approaches. Lastly, we're celebrating a major milestone in private space technology with Blue Origin's successful test flight of its New Shepard spacecraft. This achievement marks a significant step towards commercializing space travel and making it more accessible to people around the world. These stories showcase the incredible progress being made in space exploration and the wonders that await us in the vast expanse of the universe. Now for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Firstly, let's talk about the coaching carousel. The Miami Dolphins have hired John Eric Sullivan as their general manager and Jeff Hafley as their head coach, while the Dallas Cowboys have appointed Christian Parker as their new defensive coordinator. Meanwhile, the Cleveland Browns are still searching for a new head coach, with several candidates reportedly in the mix. In terms of upcoming games, all eyes are on the highly anticipated matchup between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. The Rams are looking to build on their momentum after a thrilling overtime victory against the Chicago Bears, while the Seahawks are riding high after a dominating performance against the San Francisco 49ers. But the main event this weekend is undoubtedly the clash between the New England Patriots and the Denver Broncos. The game has taken on an added layer of intrigue following comments from Broncos coach Sean Payton, who suggested that his team's fans will have plenty of time to rest their voices between Sunday's game and Super Bowl LX. Patriots wide receiver Kayshon Boutte was quick to respond, saying they can rest in Cancun too at the end of the day. The Broncos will be looking to overcome the loss of quarterback Bo Nix, who suffered a season-ending ankle injury in last week's win over the Buffalo Bills. Backup quarterback Jarrett Stidham will take the reins, and Payton's comments suggest that he expects his team to perform at a high level despite the setback. As the AFC's top-seeded team, the Broncos will be relying on their home crowd to provide a boost against the Patriots. The Denver faithful have a reputation for making life difficult for opposing teams, and Sunday's game promises to be no exception. With the stakes higher than ever, this weekend's matchup between the Patriots and Broncos is shaping up to be an unforgettable clash of NFL titans. Tune in throughout the day for ongoing coverage and analysis of all the latest developments in the NFL. Now for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. First, we looked at the impact of President Trump's trade policies on a small town in Iowa, Elkhorn, which has strong ties with Denmark. The town's residents are concerned about the potential harm to their cultural exchange programs and local economy. Next, we delved deeper into the story of Elkhorn, where despite diplomatic tensions, the community remains committed to preserving its Danish heritage. We spoke with locals, including Eric Anderson from the Museum of Danish America, who emphasized the importance of diplomacy and friendship between nations. Finally, our third article showcased the town's unique cultural identity and its annual Tivoli Fest celebration, a testament to the strong bond between Elkhorn and Denmark. The event celebrates traditional music, dance, food, and crafts, bringing the community together and preserving cultural traditions. These stories highlight the importance of community, cultural heritage, and diplomacy in our increasingly interconnected world. As we go to press, the people of Elkhorn are preparing for their annual Tivoli Fest celebration, a reminder of the extraordinary aspects of ordinary American life. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm Joan, your go-to fashion and entertainment expert. First up, we took a closer look at the incredible legacy of the one and only Valentino Garavani. The legendary designer may be gone, but his impact on the fashion world will never be forgotten. From dressing A-list celebrities to creating iconic designs that exude elegance and sophistication, Valentino's influence extends far beyond his own label. Next, we dove into the K-pop scene with Juhoni, the talented main rapper of Monsta X. His latest album, Insanity, is a game-changer, offering a raw, honest look at his journey, struggles, and triumphs. With collaborations like Touch the Sky featuring Tiger JK, this album is not to be missed. And finally, we explored the marketing genius behind the Oscars, where I shared my expert insights on what makes the Academy Awards so fabulous. Now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we looked at the conservation efforts surrounding Scotland's marine ecosystems, where bottom trawling and scallop dredging are having devastating effects on habitats and the fishing industry. The Scottish Government has indicated plans to launch a consultation on fisheries management measures, but conservationists argue that more needs to be done to meet international targets. Next, we explored the fascinating relationship between our oral microbiome and obesity. A recent study suggests that the oral microbiome may play a significant role in weight gain and metabolic disorders, with distinct differences in microbial metabolic pathways found between individuals with and without obesity. Further research is needed to disentangle cause and effect, but this could provide a novel target for prevention and treatment strategies. Lastly, we shared a heartening story about conservation efforts in the United States, where the recovery of the California condor population is a testament to the power of collaborative conservation. However, our most recent article actually focused on the plight of Scotland's marine ecosystems and the intriguing link between oral microbiome and obesity, so let's focus on those for today. These stories highlight the complexities of environmental degradation, the importance of responsible stewardship, and the intricate relationships between our microbial ecosystems and overall health. We'll continue to monitor these topics and provide updates as more information becomes available. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David for AIDailyPress, the world's most unbiased news source.